Guys, how we all doing? Wow. Well, I'm looking a bit tanned. That's from being in Spain at the weekend, I think. Right, guys, let me know if you are on. This is going to be a very quick one. I have a one-on-one with an amazing actor. And yeah, but I still wanted to come on and I wanted to say hello. And I wanted to yes, come on, let me know if you're on. Let's hear from you. Ryan, I can see some people I recognize, but people that I haven't actually interacted with before, come on and say hello. It'd be great to hear from you. How are we? How are we? It's Friday. But I'm going to kind of get into what we're going to be talking about very, very quickly anyway. All right, it's just going to be a quick one. And the way that I format kind of lives, and this is probably advice to everyone else, is it's obviously introductions, build an audience, then get into the value that you want to offer people, and then on the back of it, make sure that you take some questions, things like that, and then I call it a call to action. All right. So let me know how you are this morning. Let me know how everything's going. Hello, hello, hello. If you're on Facebook, if you're on all across LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that, make sure that you say hello. But if you do, make sure you put your name because unless it's on Instagram, I can't see your name. Right. So the reason for this content is I'm current. Hello, Carlina. How are you? So the reason for this content in a minute is I'm hearing lots and lots of chatter from actors saying, look, I don't like Zoom. I don't like the whole video call thing. I don't like it makes me feel uncomfortable. All of these things. Okay. Hello, my friend. Yes. How are you? And I'm kind of like, right. So there's a few angles to this. Number one, let me just explain the industry and how it works and how Zoom works. So I've had a morning, Matt. Make sure that you put your name. And how this industry works from lockdown onwards is, and the background is basically during lockdown is the casting still needed to happen. All right, the industry still needed to keep going. So they were like, right, well, we can't meet in person to do these castings. Let's do them on Zoom. Let's find out. And what they worked out is, look, on Zoom, if you think about it, when you record an audition and they record it from so far away and maybe they'll be facing this way and that way, you don't actually see that much of their performance. And what they were finding is, hi, Will, you okay? And what they're finding is when they were actually doing these auditions on Zoom, you're here. What are you looking into? You're looking right into the eyes and you're seeing the depth of people's performances. And casting directors were like, this is amazing. We're seeing everything from a totally unique angle. And if you think about it, the majority of close-ups are there. Maybe there. But they were able to see the depth of those performances if they're on a huge close-up. So Zoom is like, wow, absolutely amazing. Okay. So what did they do after lockdown? It was like, right, well, wait a minute. This was great. We saved loads of money on like recall fees and trains and getting actors here. We have an amazing resource available to us that's really easy to use when you know how. All right. So let's keep it. So now Zoom is part of the auditioning process. All right. If you get an audition, you will start off on a self tape. You've got to be good at self taping. That's one thing. And then you've usually for recalls until it's really a chemistry test at the end, with Zooming because it saves cost. And then what happens when you get a role or, rehearsals, read throughs? Guess what? Guess where they are? Zoom. So my point is when I hear chatter about Zoom and it's like, right, well, wait a minute, I'm not comfortable with it, I don't like it, I'm not doing it. So say if I do a workshop on Zoom and people go, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, right, this genuinely is the industry. So I try and get as many people to do certain Zoom classes and do certain Zoom things on purpose because it is the future. It is the future of this industry. And well, it's right now. It's not even the future, it's right now. It's what the industry is. So if you don't like Zoom, you don't like this industry because I'm afraid that Zoom is this industry and it's in there and it's integral to everything that's going on to save costs. It's better for the actors in terms of cost and having to pay out for trains. So if you're uncomfortable with the Zoom, don't back off from it. Fear is a guide. You need to actually pursue it like you've never pursued it before and get good at it. Whenever you're frightened of something, fear is a guide. All right. Whenever you feel uncomfortable with something, that's telling you something. And it's not the message that usually people translate it as. People think fear, discomfort, back off. Successful people do not back off or do not back off from fear or discomfort. In fact, they do the very opposite. And that is the truth. Okay. And now, a couple of minutes. All right. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know what you think of Zoom. So we've already got some comments, which is amazing. Morning, Matt. I've had a morning, Matt, but I don't from a Facebook user. Let me know the name. I'm good. Had a few problems with sound on a video. Don't know why. Sorted now. Good. Practice Zoom, guys. Do it. Good morning, says Philomena. Ethan, good morning. Emmanuel, Ale says, with me personally, I found that using Zoom gives you a training style that in-person auditions or classes can't give you. I fully agree. Nick, yes, love it. Amazing. No, they go into it. What does that mean, Will? Okay. No, they go into it. Let me know. I forgot to say my name's Leroy. Zoom, cool. Leroy, great to hear from you, mate. Genuinely. Zoom isn't that bad once you give it a go. Exactly. Fear is a guide. Philomena says, I was terrified at first, but once you start it, it gets easier. Absolutely. It's so important. So 2 things to take away from this, guys, okay? I've got a one-on-one with a client at 10, all right? Really looking forward to it. So I'm going to have to bring this to a close, but 2 things to remember. Number 1, Zoom is integral in this industry. So if you don't like Zoom, effectively you're saying you don't like this industry. So, right? So you've got no choice. And as well as that, fear is a guide. Don't back off because you feel uncomfortable with something. Don't back off because there's an element of fear with something. Successful people do the opposite. They don't back off from fear. They don't back off from feeling this uncomfortable. They pursue something because it feels uncomfortable. Okay? Does that make sense? Right. Much love, everyone. Have an amazing day. Okay? Fear is a guide. Go and find that thing that makes you uncomfortable or you're scared of and go and pursue it. Okay? That's my